So the other day I qualified at the club for pistol, and I decided that I'm actually going to hit the club today for one of my 6 supervised shoots. But before I go to the club, I have to go get some targets. So we're going to go to Academy Sports, pick up a couple of targets, and then we're going to hit the club and hopefully have a good round of shooting. And fingers crossed, we will be able to find an RSO that can actually supervise the shoot. So it is Friday, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the club today for some shooting. At least that's the plan. On Wednesday, I qualified for pistol. Surprisingly, qualified. I wasn't quite certain that I could qualify on my first shoot, but sure enough, I did. So I've decided today that I'm going to head to the club and try to get some shooting in and try to do one of my 6 supervised shoots. So there's a whole process that you have to go through before you can actually qualify to shoot unsupervised at the club, because they believe in safety, which is something that I am completely on board with. But before going to the club today to shoot, I need to go to get some targets. So I'm going to head to Academy Sports, pick up a couple of targets, and then we'll hit the club and fingers crossed be able to find a range safety officer that can supervise me for the shoot. I'm actually headed in pretty early in the day, and my hope is that the RSOs aren't busy and can actually make a little time to supervise me, at least to send a couple of rounds down the range. All right, so targets have been acquired. I was able to pick up a couple of really awesome targets from Academy Sports. While I was in there, I was hopeful that I was going to be able to find a pair of tactical shorts. I actually bought a pair of 511 tactical shorts from the 511 store a few days ago, and I was hopeful that I was going to be able to find the shorts here. Unfortunately not. Academy has a very limited selection, and they only had some cheaper tactical pants. So I'm actually going to try to hit the 511 store a little bit later today if my schedule permits. But targets are in hand, and we are about to head over to the club and fingers crossed again, get in some shooting. So definitely not terrible shooting. Some pretty good groupings by and large. I don't know what happened right there and right there. Definitely not paying attention, but overall not bad. Always room for improvement. So unfortunately, I was not able to shoot a lot of footage at the range, primarily because I was being supervised by an RSO, and he had some other responsibilities. So I had to very quickly get set up, send some rounds down range, and then box my stuff up and kind of get out of there so he could do what he needed to do. But what's really cool is that James, the RSO, was actually a competitive shooter back in the Army. And he noticed me doing a couple of things and offered me a few tips and pointers to make some adjustments. I was specifically anticipating the recoil. And so he and I went through a couple of exercises that I thought were pretty helpful, and fingers crossed will allow me to shoot even better in the future. So I've been able to get 2 of my 6 supervised shoots in. Fingers crossed that I could get the next 4 in a relatively, tight proximity.